Snow White.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way. If I could kill it, I would. But I legally can't. But I've considered it.
Hey there everyone, That Sexy Nerd is back again, and oh man, I remember when he announced this, I was just like, it's Snow White, isn't it? Yeah, it's about that time, buddies. One of the most hated Disney movies of all time, I've got to say, or at least one of the most unfairly maligned movies or actresses, we'll say, of all time. Because the movie, from what I've heard like a story synopsis of this. It does kind of suck. I don't understand why everybody hated Rachel Zegler, though. I never understood. I think she stood up to the haters, and then they kind of like poured onto her even more, which was like bullshit. I thought, but I'm not fully aware of the whole hate, but it sure drives you guys up a wall, don't it? Like this girl especially drives you guys up a wall. Like I really don't get it. I don't care. And I didn't even watch the movie, to be fair. This will be my first time watching this fucking movie. I know, for fans of the channel, I've watched the entire, I watched a couple trailers and nobody cared, so I was like, all right, screw it. So, yeah, I didn't even watch the movie. I just didn't care to. Yeah, and again, I had eventually watched a story summary, and they did something where they replaced the damn dwarves with taller guys, and I'm like, no, or that's what they were supposed to do, and then yeah, that's what the original plan was supposed to be, but then they changed it to still incorporate these damn actors into the movie and everything, and then it just goes into a pointless side quest and everything, and I'm like, really? Oh, doesn't that sound a little bit familiar? Doesn't that sound like Wish? They made Wish again? I don't know. Again, I might be talking out of my ass, but already from what that sounds like, it sounds like Wish. So, yeah, not much to say. I mean, I'm going at this from a non-biased with non-biased eyes, but really, I don't think it'll really. I mean, yeah, it probably will. I mean, it really does insult the first movie, but it doesn't come close to any of these movies. I'm like tired of getting so angry with these, and really, I feel like everybody hates it enough to not watch it, so whatever. I mean, nobody's going to watch it. My nephew's not going to watch it. My nephew watched the original, but he'll never watch this remake, so not if I can help it. But yeah, let's just not talk about it anymore. Let's just get into the episode. And remember, please, smash that like button if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content, and subscribe if you think I deserve it. And remember, it's time for my Patreon for all my latest reactions to all my latest videos. And let's do this thing, y'all. Oh no!
Don't worry.
Worst bombs, right?
I'll rescue you.
I don't need rescuing. I can save myself.
Oh.
Not that a woman needs physical strength to be powerful.
Or a man.
Right, and there's nothing wrong if I want to be with a man.
Or woman.
What?
Exactly.
I'm glad we cleared this all up before continuing our quest.
Indeed.
What was our quest again?
I don't remember.
Cut. Critic, is there something wrong?
Look, I'm flattered you call me in to be a consultant on your live-action Black Cauldron movie. Honestly, I think it's one of the few Disney films that should be remade.
Never mind all that. Is there a problem
too.
with the checklist?
No, though I'm surprised there actually is a checklist for these. It's very spelled out.
Then what's the problem?
Well, I thought you called me in so I could help make the movie much more like what made the book so popular.
No. We brought you in so that the check boxes could only be half checked off.
Yeah, I guess I'm not understanding why.
Because our remake of Snow White backfired.
Not only did it lose money, but both sides of the internet hated it.
Now, you know how much I hate Disney, but this time, they really dropped the ball. I let slide the first 20 times they made bad remakes, but now it's popular to hate them. I'm gonna criticize every minute detail. I'm not even chewing gum, that's how angry I am.
Yeah.
Now see what the other side is saying.
Now, you know I love everything Disney, but this time they've really dropped the ball. In this short 5-hour video essay, I'm going to analyze one problematic thing that is going to kill you. Can't imagine how you attracted these people. So what?
Probably sounds like how I talk, isn't it?
Trying to meet them halfway.
A little progressive, but not too progressive.
A little old-fashioned, but not too old-fashioned.
Well, I'm definitely going to need an old-fashioned after this.
You're the only one who tries to look at these films objectively.
You know he yells for a living, right? Is that really the most objective voice you could find?
On the internet? Yes.
So don't interrupt us unless there's a checkbox that isn't checked.
Or fully checked.
It's strange to think we got to a point where a Disney live-action remake isn't just bad, it's controversial.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous, right? Who
I
cares?
enjoyed any of the recent Disney live-action remakes, but I always tried to give them a fair shot. Some I can acknowledge almost work, but fall victim to Disney presumably forcing changes that feel more from committee than from a passionate storyteller.
Yeah, I'm usually like, unless I really like you, I'm not gonna give you a chance.
But sometimes the films try
Yeah,
so
like
hard
Mulan.
not to offend anybody that they ironically end up offending everybody, at least on the internet. Everything in between people with politically social agendas and people who just want to see a good movie. The
Yeah.
ironic thing is there's 2 shows this year that got a lot of praise on the internet from both critics and audiences. And, or you could argue, has
Yeah.
a left lean. It's racially diverse, sexually diverse, has women in power, is fighting fascism. But nobody complained because it was a suspenseful drama for adults that had good story and characters.
I'm sure some people freaking complain. You should listen to these damn right-wingers hate everything on Disney. It's like, yeah. Seriously, everything they hate is good. Everything good that they hate. It's ridiculous, It makes no sense, man.
The King of the Hill reboot, you could argue, has a right lead. They love their Fox News, they drive Hummers, they mock being overly emotional. Nobody complained because while it's satire, it's a loving satire that also had good story and character.
Speaking of which, that's coming up soon, by the way. My reactions to those videos are coming up very soon. If Hulu stops being ridiculous with copyright.
And the ironic thing is, they're both technically under the Disney umbrella. So
Yeah.
there's people there who know how to do this right. But that clearly wasn't the case with their live-action remake of
Snow White. Oh my good lord. Those animals look terrifying.
Before it came out, this film was ready to be hated. This wasn't like Little Mermaid, where people got upset over the dumbest thing to get upset about, but
Yes.
afterwards were basically fine with it. This movie was equally hated before and after it came
I
out.
don't understand.
There's a lot that you could say is the controversies, but I don't know. A lot of these I don't see as really that big of controversies. Celebrities posting stuff online, saying things in interviews, making dumb choices. Yes, I disagree with a lot of what they're saying, but aren't we kind of used to it at this point? I guess I'll discuss them as I go over the review, but bottom line, they're kind of a moot point because, like many of these remakes, it's just bad with or without the controversies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
These remakes usually don't work. They don't understand what made the original so beloved, and to some extent, are even ashamed of the originals. Well, there's certainly things that don't age well in them. These movies usually focus on the stuff that people could care less about, apart from the loudest voices online. And in trying to pander to that outrage, they usually end up making things worse. Still, this is one of the few Disney remakes that ended up not just losing money, but losing a lot of money.
Oh.
So maybe the tides are turning. Either way, let's take a look at this CG head cold and see why audiences weren't on board with being pandered to.
Let's be honest, they're still not gonna stop making these stupid fucking remakes, though.
Not that we're probably not going to get a lot of pandering in the near future.
I saved you, if that's okay. Not that I need your permission, not that I'm talking down to a black man, not that I even noticed. Just tell me what you want me to be!
Something tells me it's going to be more quiet in my office. Let's take a look at Snow White.
That's what I'm saying. Like, stop being offended by everything.
Opens with animals shitting on the story.
Huh?
Come on, leave some room for Disney to do that. The time king and queen who gave birth to a princess. Now, one of the controversies is that Snow White is played by a non-white actress, and if you know me, you know I really don't
Who
care.
the hell
As
cares?
long as it doesn't hurt the story, but I will admit, when the film started, I did say, oh yeah, she's called that because she's supposed to be white as snow. How are they going to get around that?
A blizzard
That is-
swept through their land. To honor the night she arrived, her parents named the girl Snow White.
Prince who had a difficult birth in a delivery room, hence why he was called Almond Beige Hospital. We jump into the first of many forgettable news songs, singing how, tell me if this sounds familiar, a princess should be nice. Yeah, isn't this basically what they've repeated over and over in the Cinderella remake?
Have courage and be kind.
Oh,
Movies
hey,
teach
hi.
girls how to be generically good short-lived.
Where have I seen that girl before?
Kind.
Where have I seen her before?
These movies keep adding to girls how to be generically good short-list. Courage, kindness, fearless, which is basically courage, fair, which is basically kindness, brave, which is basically courage again, and true. There, we got a new one. But Pinocchio already scarred that lesson into our childhood,
Yeah.
so number 4 in a locket isn't going to add that much.
Where we plant a tender seed, trusting something good will grow.
Alright, so far the songs are basically on par with that Brandy Cinderella TV movie that came out years ago.
Oh, yeah.
There's effort put into it, but for a production that's not a TV movie, but rather an over $200 million film, it comes across a little bit more like a stage show at Disneyland. Numbers in films like Frozen or Encanto can be corny too, but there's an innovation there, a distinct style, there's a soul
Yeah,
to
whoa.
it. This is so comically empty, it feels more like Enchanted. You know, the satire of those movies.
And again, like Wish, there's a lot of similarities to Wish, isn't there? It looks kind of gray, doesn't it? There's like a grayish, like it looks like it's not fully sunny outside, you know? Like even Wicked looked more colorful and everything than this. This is still based on a very colorful animated movie. One of the first animated movies. Come on, man.
For a company that loves to pat itself on the back for updating its films, this comes across as very dated.
Thank you.
Tragedy struck. Snow White's mother fell ill, and the good queen died.
Killed by a leaf. Medicine was very primitive back then.
That was...
Later falls in love with an enchantress who wants to be an evil queen named...
Oh boy, Gal Gadot.
Realizing her official name is Evil Queen.
She married the king, but she was not what she appeared.
She was a bad actress. I can't pretend I'm 100% on the Hey Gal Gadot train, as she still has most of the best moments in the DCEU, and
Yeah.
one of the top 5 greatest superhero moments of any movie. And if she was as bad as everybody says, none of that would have worked. But yes, I'm not blind. I can't ignore that at times her acting can definitely be very cringy, and to her credit in the first third, she kind of rocks it.
Please. You were saying.
The outfit is so laughably over the top with a squeaking dress and clinking jewelry louder than Mr. T's. You put on a dog, you hear him coming. But funny enough, the more still she is, just flinging a fingernail or raising an eyebrow, the more fun she is.
Pies are luxuries. They don't need luxuries. It confuses them.
I'm sorry, I think she's a blast in this first part, even if the writing continues to try and add logic where it's not needed.
She kept a magic mirror, which could answer but one question.
Who is the fairest one of them all?
Was anybody watching the first one thinking, boy, that was beautiful, but that plot hole with the mirror? Why didn't she ask him more questions? I'm sorry, I expect more reality of a film where people can blow water out their ears.
She warned of a terrible threat from beyond the Southern Kingdom.
The Queen predicts with her enchanted predicting powers she has now that threat is going to spread across the kingdom. So the king goes to defend it.
Oh boy.
I think that's why you have soldiers go instead of the ruler of the land, but whatever, we're not forcing logic down people's throats. Oh wait, we
What the
are, you
hell?
should explain this. The king never seems to return though, leaving the queen in charge to greedily rule.
Oh wow, so the king is not
Where
dead.
she grows up to be played by Rachel Zegler.
Oh.
For yourself.
Curses, they found I used my chin to break in. That's Andrew Burnett playing the young thief Jonathan, who tries to steal food to feed the people the queen is robbed from, but he gets captured.
Find his home and burn it to the ground.
I don't actually have a home.
Then take him to the dungeon.
Then burn it to the ground.
He should have said
This
that.
thief stole from me.
Sorry, I'm half Israeli and half squeaky toy.
This thief stole from me.
We get another Lin-Manuel Miranda song, and I guess they're not really terrible. They're just very bland with, let's be honest, greeting card lyrics.
Holding out for someday. will become my father's daughter.
I guess that's a sentence. Seiko sounded absolutely beautiful as Maria in West Side Story, but even
So she was
struggling with this song that's just all over the place.
Your voice will carry through. Close my eyes and see, just like an echo. Someone who could finally start speaking with a fearless heart.
It's like if someone doesn't quite hit the right notes in that Fifth Element song.
And that kind of
you can't
seems
really be
weird.
that angry because it feels designed to be purposefully impossible. Snow White has to use her power to figure out how to break Jonathan free.
Run.
Thank you.
One so hard?
Yeah, I know. What?
Besides, hey, your stepdaughter's looking a little dishy.
For I see, she is more fair than thee.
I don't know.
Also, the fact that I made a website counting down to when she turns 18, totally not creepy.
I'm sorry. Gal Gadot going, no! Come on, man. Like, you're supposed to be crazy when you turn into the old hag. Not, I always thought that was weird, but it also kind of distinctly, just, I always felt like it brought out her crazy side, her truly crazy side, because let's be honest, anybody who would think that her daughter or stepdaughter is prettier than her, and it makes no sense.
As the story goes, the Queen orders the huntsman to bring her Snow White's heart.
Kill her.
But she's just a girl.
Look, my mirror finds her hot. There's no other option. She has to die!
Cut out her heart.
Oh.
Put it in this box.
You have a heart box? How many times have you done this?
The huntsman takes her to pick her favorite treat, apples. Yeah, that would be the
If you watch Once Upon a Time, she's done it a lot.
boring character's favorite. But the huntsman finds he just can't kill her.
I can't leave the kingdom.
She is evil. She's a liar. You were never told the truth about your father.
She told me enough. She told me you killed him. Wait, which struggling Disney franchise are we in again? To the Enchanted Forest, which is literally alive this time and not in her imagination. I mean, alright, this is some of the cooler imagery in the movie, but it only lasts 30 seconds and really all we get is this tree. The Snow White ride is more intimidating. This whole movie is to drive tourism to Disney parks like, yeah, this sucks. You really should put down more money and go to Fantasyland instead.
Yeah, honestly, that ride scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. And I was only on it once, but seriously, it starts out so lovely and then the evil witch comes in. It's just, why? Why is this evil old witch so scary? Why? I don't understand. Like, there's a freaking long history on the damn. I should watch a damn video on the Snow White ride. Seriously, I might actually do that after the video.
CG deer from Walking Dead leads her to a cottage. Not dwarves, reside.
I hope.
This is the only thing I consider a legit controversy in this film, and let me tell you, its history is messy. You see, one of the earliest images Disney released was of 7 characters of different heights and races. So, given how these remakes usually go, people assume they were the 7 dwarves, and it got a lot of backlash. But it turns out they were just bandits who show up later in the film.
Yeah.
So either this was the original idea and it got so much backlash they changed it, or somebody very foolishly posted this thinking, yeah, nobody will think this is our version of the dwarves. Why would they think that? Worst of early DreamWorks Uncanny Valley nightmares for that.
This sorry shotgun shots. Why don't you shut it, Grumps?
And the reason these Krampus garden gnomes are in the movie is because Disney figured having real dwarves in the film would be insulting. And it's probably no coincidence that Peter Dinklage did an interview saying he wasn't a fan of dwarves being in the story, and that exact same day, Disney said they were going to change course and make them magical creatures.
Really?
That's why the film is just called Snow White, and the word dwarf is never mentioned in the film. They don't even name what these things are. Christ, you're Disney, you own Star Wars, even this damn thing has a name! Which has gotten a lot of backlash, particularly from little people, saying it cost a lot of jobs and exposure for other little people who could have been stars. I mean, there's just not a lot of demand for a ton of little people to be in one place all together in a movie. And while I do personally disagree with Dinklage's thoughts, the dude is just giving his honest opinion. He's allowed to do that, and I don't want him to lie. Now, I'm not a little person, I don't know much about this world. It's Disney who made the choice based on one... Dude.
Hold on. Let me see this. literally no offensive end, but I was sort of taken aback. They were very proud to cast a Latino actress, but you're still telling the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Take a step back of what you're doing there. It makes no sense to me. You're progressive in one way, but you're still making that fucking backward story about 7 dwarves living in a cave together. Have I done nothing to advance the cause from my soapbox? I guess I'm not loud enough. You can't please everyone, I guess? I don't know. I mean, what exactly were they going to do with all this? Exactly. I mean, yeah, honestly, I think it was dumb to cast, to basically waste CGI on them and just cast little people as dwarves, or, you know, just say it. Like, when did this become so controversial anyway? Like, I don't know. I mean, didn't they kind of get upgraded in Snow White and the Huntsman? Like, can we at least have that? Or, you know, I mean, to be fair, if they did do that, it would be too much like Snow White and the Huntsman. Don't you think? And I don't think they used dwarves there. They just used people that were just kind of short. It was weird.
That was pretty quick right after that interview. I don't think that's just a coincidence, or they would have said right away we already decided they're magical creatures. And what are the magical powers these nameless entities have? Well, they can make diamonds glow.
And that's it. That's it.
It doesn't serve the story in the slightest. You could cut it out and miss nothing. But at least we get to look at Rankin Bass hobbits if the turtle mutation fell on them. Also, if you're concerned about representation, the black actor isn't playing a black character, and the dwarf isn't playing a dwarf!
Oh my god.
How does that make things better for anybody? They arrive home and, of course, find Snow White in their beds. They all run away as Dopey is left in there, and I will say this is one of the few things in the movie I like.
I heard that Dopey was like the only thing that was actually good in the movie, and so I guess he's gonna be like, yeah, this is, you know, good.
Snow White and him have a very sweet connection, and whoever animated him should really get a raise, because he is the only one I legit feel any emotion for. The scenes between the two of them actually work pretty well.
I only wanted to meet you.
Hi.
Okay, he still looks like Tom Holland mid-Alice in Wonderland.
I am only bound by what is true. The fairest lives. She is not you.
Finds out Snow White is still alive. Okay, you remember when I said I actually like Godot for the first third of this movie?
Nope.
Well, there's another 2/3 of this movie to follow, and I can pinpoint the exact moment she said, "I'm just switching my performance to bad."
Now perhaps you have heard that the truest of beauty
This is it.
is fair when you wear the crown.
Sure, she was silly before, but she had some style. She had some poise. Now she's a broken drag queen animatronic.
No!
Where she moves like Mr. Burns in that softball episode of Simpsons.
No, what's really insulting is that's really insulting, because that is an actual good fucking costume right there, and you just turned yourself into the goofiest character in the movie out of nowhere, and you're wearing an actual thing that actually represents the source material. Now that pisses me off.
The gold and the glitter and the gems and the jewels.
Okay, now I'm getting irritated.
Remember how intimidating, even downright scary the queen could be in the original?
Yeah.
At this point, Kathy the Jimmy from Descendants has
Shit.
more street cred.
Captain, search the forest.
Oh, guess the song's over. Oh, we're back. Okay, about as consistent as every other total wasteland.
Oh!
Well, for people made out of spare rock of fire explosion parts, that was very
Oh my god. I can't fucking take this, guys. I just can't take it. Oh. Like, I don't know why that angered me so much, but it really did. It really did. Who knew that the person that would piss me off the most in this movie would be Gal Gadot? Good lord, people. I mean, screw you guys with your Rachel Ziegler. Like, Gal Gadot needs to pay for this.
The orc babies are still getting used to Snow White living with them, and hey, you know what's not funny? Laughing at characters who are clearly created to be funny.
No.
You know Dopey doesn't talk, because he's a dope. Just because his name is Dopey doesn't mean he's actually a dope.
Oh, here we
Sneezes all
go.
the time and Sleepy sleeps all the time, so I don't know how you came to that conclusion. What is the history of how they got their names anyway? Again, the original story wasn't designed for me to ask this, but since this movie wants to inject so much logical finger-wagging at me, were they born with these names? Or
Yeah.
did they assign them later? I mean, his ears are big, so maybe you can call him Earix if that's the name clearly everybody's using to describe these characters.
Yes, but by that logic, if you want to say that he has big ears, you should have named him Dumbo.
Seems to me that everyone here could do a much better job at listening to one another.
Snow White says no one should make fun of Dopey, but people with mood disorders, allergies, or narcolepsy, that's fine. And she encourages them to be nicer to one another and literally clean up their act.
So while you work, you'll get it.
I guess another controversy is that Rachel Zegler said she wasn't a fan of the original movie because it wasn't progressive enough and has been more than outspoken on social media.
Oh, was that it?
Again,
Was
I
that
agree
it?
a lot with what she
Who
said.
cares?
It just feels par of the course for Hollywood at this point. Like, everything's political whether you want it to be or not. I'm not a fan of that, but it doesn't surprise me. If anything, acting really shocked and annoyed kind of feeds into what they're looking for.
Honestly, I don't care. I legitimately do not give a damn what her opinion is about a movie. I mean, as long as she was able to put in a good performance and be able to do whatever. I personally love that movie. It's like one of the first Disney movies I ever saw again. You know, it's one of the movies where when I was like first starting out, I think it was like 4 of my earliest memories of just watching the movie with my family and everything. And it is a good story. It is a good story. And I get it that you might not think it's that progressive, but nobody is racist. Nobody is whatever. There's just a little bit of old world, you know. It's like, it's a fun, not only is it a fairy tale, but it takes place in like the Middle Ages. Things were different back then, guys. At least they don't go around in the first movie kicking one of the damn dwarves. Like, you are so inferior. No, they didn't do anything like that. So, really, I mean, I get what she's saying. Maybe from her perspective, it's different. Whatever. I respect her opinion. But at the same time, I love the movie. I mean, and it doesn't affect me what her opinion is. I still love the movie, and the movie's good for me.
They want the publicity. They want the outrage. They want people to pick a side so that you'll see it whether you want to hate watch it or watch it for real. So removing all that and just going by her performance, she is pretty bland.
Oh, yeah? Well, it's Snow White is bland.
Correct.
Take your point, Mr. Grumpy.
I do cut actors in these remakes a little slack because they have so little to work with outside of be a perfect role model. Even some of our best actors have been stripped of any charm working on these, and while she isn't the worst offender, she leaves little to no impression.
Whistle while you work.
Hey, you know who's not working? The freeloader we're letting stay here to protect her life. You want to help out supposed not spoiled royalty?
Well, yeah, actually, that's another thing. She actually freaking worked in the other one. And honestly, I keep on. I think people don't understand the word progressive. I mean, we all should work, not us still do the work and women just complain about us not doing enough work and then just doing whatever on the side. No, them working, us all working together is what's wrong with that.
I know, yeah. Don't the new songs totally gel with the old songs?
They
Like there's
don't.
not a 90-year gap between them.
They don't.
I wasn't a fan of Mary Poppins Returns, but I did acknowledge the songs did sound like something that would be out of the first one. The tone, the melodies, everything sounded very similar. The original Snow White songs are like catchy jingles. They're simple, but they're definitely memorable. The new ones are so up and down and all over the place, it sounds like Wicked backwards.
Whistle while you work.
So I'm sticking to my plan of grabbing all I can instead of living in a fantasy. Hi-ho, it's home.
Oh, yeah.
To make your wish come true is let it go and go.
They just don't match. Speaking of things that don't match, what do we segue to after the cute tidy up song?
the Queen lied about my father? She lied about everything. What if he's still alive?
What is this whiplash?
Maybe we should have been focusing on that instead of the strange cleaning detour. See, these styles don't go!
They don't.
She decides to leave to find her father, of course bumping into Jonathan and his early 2000s hoodie. God, this is so timeless.
Sounds an awful lot like Princess Problems.
They sing in our new song, which again is corny, but I do remember being a little catchy. I'll give it credit for that. When we're introduced to the kind of dwarves, the other kind of dwarves, it's weird I have to make that distinction. The bandits working with Jonathan. Yeah, you know what I was thinking when I saw the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? I wish there were 7 more characters I pointlessly had to remember. Don't worry, none of them are memorable, so they won't take up brain space.
Oh, there you go.
The guards find them and they have a little chase scene, but oh no, Jonathan gets shot.
Oh no! He's totally gonna die!
He doesn't seem able to.
I used the blast furnace to cut through the bedrock.
What the hell?
I thought he was dead.
Yay, randomness, let's celebrate!
What the hell? Oh, that's nice.
Silly song from the original, and
I used to think that through the woods.
oh my god, did they just interrupt a musical number with another musical number?
No, you did not.
I'll be honest, when I first saw this movie, I thought I remembered maybe 3, 4 new songs at the most, but it turns out there's 11. 11 new songs in this. That's not including the ones from the original.
You did not. Okay, now Rachel's now pissing me. Well, it's not Rachel, it's just the damn movie. Why would you do that? Why would you interrupt the silly song? Why? That's literally my favorite song from the first movie. Like, I love that little dance thing. It's so cute. But what the hell, man?
I think the reason I forgot this is because every one of them slows things down and offers nothing new we haven't heard in a million other things.
Ooh.
So it doesn't add any new life, it just drains it out of you.
Now you're just gonna now, and also, what are you gonna do right here? What are you doing here? You're ripping off Tangled? Oh my god, this movie is actually real, like objectively pissing me off now.
It's like Max Shrek's power plant from Batman Returns.
Instead of generating power, it'll sort of be sucking power.
Yeah, that.
Well,
Be back in 2 days.
sucking a lot.
Kingdom, and we'll find your father.
Oh, right. Maybe we should stop putting that on. Where is this subplot going anyway? Jonathan gets captured again. Yeah, he's pretty good at that. He figures out where Snow White is.
Okay.
I have to give credit. That's the one cool shot in this.
Yeah, that was nice.
But she takes the awesome transformation scene in the
Oh,
original and
no,
replaces it
no,
with
no,
what else?
no.
Not a forgettable song.
No! No!
Punching hag with a wrinkled skin. A mane of white.
Oh Christ, you
Okay. Okay, now movie.
A few moments later. 1 hour later. 2 hours later. 3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
Rachel Ziegler was the only thing to piss you idiots off, right? There was nothing else in this movie that would piss you off. Again, are you guys even fans of this movie? Were you even... Oh, God. You did not ruin the transformation scene. Again, one of my favorite scenes in all of Disney with a stupid fucking... Fuck your cup! Oh. Wow. I can't believe how genuinely mad I've actually gotten. It's crazy, actually. I mean, I understand the hate now, but at the same time, your hate is not directed at the right things, you know? There's plenty more to hate in this movie than some girl who's Hispanic playing someone named Snow White. There's way more.
Forming into one of those chewed up Warwick leprechauns. You're right, that is far more scary than the original.
Fuck off.
Attempts again to go out and find her father, and if you're like me, you're thinking, wait, we're near the apple scene. There can't be that much more. They really
There's probably gonna be a lot.
Father's subplot in that amount of time. But before she even begins searching, the queen approaches and says Jonathan has been captured.
Oh my god!
Okay, in the original, she wasn't the brightest either, and you could argue she was naive and didn't know much about how the world works. This is the self-proclaimed smart, brave feminist. How did she not see this was a trap?
I didn't know your father. It was almost too easy for me to have him killed.
She, of course, bites the apple as the radioactive Hummel figurines arrive too late. Doc declares her dead because we all know what a great track record he's got, and they give
What
her
a great
funeral.
doctor.
You, my queen, are fairest of all.
Actually, someone 2 kingdoms down just got a little hotter. I was on the fence at first, but she's pretty smoking. Honestly, I don't know why you put so much stock in my opinion.
Jonathan decides to use all his brain power to figure out how to get free.
Huh?
Well, he still has to figure out how to get out of the dungeon.
Huh?
I know I used this joke a few weeks ago, but...
Holy shit, our security's atrocious.
Yeah, I see why he keeps getting captured. It's like playing tag. You're gonna be out of it in like a minute. He makes it to Snow White, and it is funny for all the fuss people made about the kiss being non-consensual. Like, yeah, he should have just left her there to die. That would have been the ethical thing.
Yeah, right?
I did laugh that they kept this scene in exactly as is. I honestly thought that weird scene where Doc accidentally brings someone back to life or didn't recognize he was dead, whatever, somehow that was gonna play a part in this, but no, you could cut that out and not miss a thing. Now, like I said, I think the original's fine. I know what it's trying to do, but for all the complaints about how problematic the original is and this version will be more feminist and her taking charge, it still has a man saving a woman by kissing her awake. Don't worry though, the emotional heart tone of the original is completely absent, so it means nothing.
What's wrong?
My father.
Kiss you back to life and you think of your father? That is wrong.
Murdered by the queen. Mother. Father. Won't return.
You're welcome, by the way. Figure you'd give me a little thanks after this father subplot goes nowhere. Yeah, I know you've heard me say it a million times, but what was the point of all that? Looking
there was
for her
no
father
point.
brings nothing to anything. Maybe in some forum where people look at these movies every wrong way possible, they saw this as making the character stronger? But again, it just confuses people because it's motivated by forcing lessons rather than developing character. Nothing literal or emotional makes sense in this world.
Time to restore our kingdom. She'll do everything she can to stop us.
Speaking of which,
I do like her hair.
You lived with all your life and people make fun of you for it.
Let her try.
Oh, come on!
Just believe harder and you'll beat it. Aw, you're blind and can't see? Well, you just need to believe harder. That'll make your eyesight come back. Still can't see? Well, you just didn't believe hard enough. It's all on you. And look, I doubt this was the mindset while writing this. I mean, you look at the original stories with magic and fairy tales and everything, and Jiminy Cricket even at one point says Wish Upon a Star is symbolic. It's not meant to be taken literally.
It symbolizes faith, hope, so this is my personal wish for you.
Most people get that because of the world they create. That's just how it works. But when you create an environment forcing unneeded logic in a story where it never belonged, it trains you to either take everything literally or interpret things the wrong way.
Yeah.
Case in point.
Yeah. By the way, before he continues, did he just use Jiminy Cricket to explain something positive? Especially since he's the biggest Jiminy Cricket hater of all time.
Snow White goes back to the queen to take her kingdom back.
If you want the throne, take it.
Now, from a logical standpoint, she would either take that knife and stop several others from being murdered, or she would go into the situation with a well-thought-out plan. She does neither.
Really?
Guards, let the people watch her die.
We've been watching that for an hour and a half.
Beautiful.
Paul.
What?
Why did you say that name?
Why did you say that?
You're a farmer in the Western Vale.
My name is George, and I've always been a soldier.
Matthew, Arthur, William. There was a time where we lived with hope.
I remember.
Thank God I remember those 4 specific guards, because I don't remember anyone else on my staff. Bandits stopped the queen from killing her, the Lupus Lollipop Guild literally do nothing to help. And
Yeah, nothing.
Mir pulled a fast one on old Queenie.
Famed is thy beauty. For Snow White, beauty comes deep within.
And by total coincidence, she also happens to be hotter than you.
Oh, forgot to read the back label. Can only answer one question. If you break the mirror, you become a
the
mirror.
fuck?
God, they just worked in so much logic in this.
What's that?
They're closed. There, you happy extremist. She did whiten things up, and they all live mediocrely ever after.
Oh.
Critic! Give me a minute. Duty calls.
Oh. Pretty much.
Someone leaked behind-the-scene photos, so now the internet's pissed off again.
Yo, does Disney even listen to the people who hate watch them? Do they have any consideration for us? Once again, Disney comes so close, but because of one little detail, I have to hate everything about it.
What are we gonna do? The movie's over before it even started.
Wait, that room looks familiar. I think I know where he is.
Huh?
Well, clearly part of their agenda to replace us with... Hey! Hey! Oh, shit.
The extremist is streaming in your studio?
No, I'm the extremist extreme, and it's very racist of you to think we all look alike.
Oh my god, they were the same person the whole time?
I'm the, extremist. No, I mean the extremist extreme. I mean the,
Okay, who are you?
I think you're gonna have a heart attack. Oh!
lies!
But why?
Well, I think
Scooby!
if we still divided, I could make some easy money off of it. So I created these two. I just say something crazy, and then I have the other say the opposite, and sometimes it goes so opposite they end up saying the same thing. This is who you were pandering to?
And still want to pander to.
Tell me your secrets.
How much money did you make?
Alright, stop it! This is how we keep getting shit!
Seriously.
People keep getting the wrong idea about what's timeless about classics and what's dated. People keep trying to fix them and apply shame when they don't understand what they're about. Snow White is emotional storytelling, not logical storytelling. It works on the same level as Wizard of Oz. Nobody seriously questions why Glenda didn't tell her about the shoes or if the lady's gonna come back to have
they
Toto
do.
put down again. Yeah, I never thought further ahead about that, did you?
Wait, what?
The lady's gonna come back to have Toto put down again. Yeah, I never thought further ahead about that, did you?
Yeah, you've actually made jokes about that too, as a matter of fact.
You're not supposed to, because it's about what your emotions want to see. Snow White works the same way. Who is this guy carrying her off? What's his name? Why are they in love? Why do they just know they have to immediately leave after she wakes up? All of this is what your emotions want to watch. It's like being in a dream where logic takes a back seat so you can process all these different and strong feelings. Nobody listens to classical or instrumental music and wishes it had more logic. Yes, some actually do have a little bit of a story if you look it up, but for the most part, you just go along for the emotional journey it takes you on. That's the idea. Kids are a lot better at accepting that as they don't have as many responsibilities as adults do. And maybe we as adults need to tap into that more. Or at the very least, we need to stop robbing it from kids and trying to replace them with these supposed logical remakes. Some dated material isn't great for kids, and I agree that should be addressed. But in trying to fix problems where there are no problems because you just don't follow what it's doing, you're limiting the mindset of our youth and making your current versions ironically make less sense.
You know, I kind of think that Disney, I'm going to kind of put Disney in a positive light here as far as their greed is concerned. I feel like they're trying to at least be progressive with these movies. And not necessarily be progressive, but at least advance the movies in some way. They just don't know how. They just think by putting any common, beliefs or whatever is in today into these movies that it'll automatically advance the story and it'll automatically equal quality, but no, it doesn't. The movies were made when they were made, and they are a product of their time period for a reason. And when you watch those things, you think of a different time in more ways than one. Not just like the Middle Ages or something, but the 50s, the 40s, the 60s, all that great stuff. You just know each one of these things, each one of these movies has a story to tell, and has a story, just represents the time that they're in. And ironically, this is kind of representing the time that we're in, but they're doing it to make remakes. They're not making original movies. They're using it to make remakes. So it doubly doesn't work in that regard.
This movie doesn't work for most of the same reasons the other remakes don't work. And if you want to do them correctly, maybe you should start praising what the originals did right instead of shaming them for what they aren't doing
There
wrong.
you go. That's what I was saying.
Pandering too much.
Come on, why don't we make something original? And this time we can start respecting people's intelligence.
Please.
The Lilo and Stitch remake just made $1 billion.
Billion?
With a B?
Wasn't that supposed to be some cheap Disney Plus movie?
Amazing.
What about the original idea you made, Elio?
Oh, that bombed hard.
Why?
You know what this means? We don't have to try.
More remakes.
I loved Elio.
More coasting.
And a lot more pandering. Come on, everybody! All aboard the money train! Let's blow, we've no conscience to show. Well, maybe we as an audience should try making a difference too.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, a live-action Lilo and Stitch review would probably get some hits. Here's to exploiting this a little bit longer.
You're doing it next?
Let's blow, we've no conscience to show.
Let's blow. Let's blow, let's blow, let's blow, let's blow, let's blow, 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 blow. What the hell did I just watch? Holy shit, man. Oh my god. And again, I reiterate, the worst problem with this movie is far from the actress being a different race or hating, not thinking that the movie was progressive enough. There are far bigger freaking issues here than those two. It is ridiculous, man. Oh my god, it pissed me off so bad. I can't even tell you what pissed me off more. Like like her wearing the original costume and singing the stupid song. No, I mean her not turning into this girl. I mean, not doing the whole thing and just turning into a song. Fuck that. And like, oh my god, man, this movie sucked, man. I would never watch this thing, man. Never, 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 never. Oh my good lord. Frick, man. Oh, and then, you know, if he does that Lilo and Stitch remake, I know I'm gonna get pissed off with that too. It's just Disney remakes just have a good way of pissing me the hell off. Like, seriously, watch my other reviews on his other Nostalgia Critic reviews on them. Boy, does he get emotional. Whew. Like, I mean, I'm genuinely upset. Like, this movie, man. It's just, why? What the hell was the point of any of this? And I said the same thing. My most hated so far was the Beauty and the Beast remake. This might have like topped it, man, because man, they tried, but they didn't try, and that's what makes it even worse. You know, they put effort into. Basically, they took effort into taking a shit. You know, it was a hard shit, and Rachel Ziegler's face is on that hard shit. I don't hate her, but I do like joking about it. But man, is it bad to say she's kind of weird looking in that movie? She kind of looks like if you put a wig on an alien, like on one of those gray aliens, but you know, with straighter eyes, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. She's, I mean, I guess she's cute, but like once Nostalgia Critic said that she was hotter than Gal Gadot, I'm like, I had to contain my so. I mean, again, I am more left leaning, but I can meet somewhere in the middle sometimes. And I mean, again, I'm more progressive, I'm more everything, I'm more like for AOC, but there are things on the right-leaning side I can't agree with. And I mean, I can even get along with one of my best friends right now is actually a Trump supporter. I don't hate people. I just think they're freaking stupid, but you know, it's I don't know. It's just the current climate, you know, the political stuff, and it's just that Trump really gets me really, really, really upset, and he's just exposed the stupidity of most of these people, and and he's just riding on his own stupidity, and it's just him. He gets me all cooked up. And again, I really normally I just let it all go by the wayside, but what he's doing to this country, especially now, is just terrible. But it's but again, like, not really going from that, not going to Trump, but like it's just I don't get why the hell people make all these political things. I mean, I know why, really, because MAGA hates Disney, because they think they feel betrayed, because they're part of their childhoods too, and they're like, oh, now you're saying we're bad people. It's like, no, you just joined the empire, like Luke Skywalker said. But anyway, it's I really hope that we can all stop all this stuff, because it's affecting Disney. We got to stop the right and the left from fighting with each other and make Disney great again. Honestly, that's all I got to say on this one. Please smash that like button if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content, and subscribe if you think I deserve it. I remember signing up for my Patreon for all the latest reactions to all the latest videos. And I had fun with this, even though I was really pissed off. But hopefully you join me for the next video, guys. And I'll see you all in the next episode.